everybody, Trevor here. It's been a while since my last mini review, hasn't it? Well, as promised, I'm gonna do a mini review of the Season 9 Thomas episode, Toby Feels Left Out. As the title suggests, this episode stars our favorite steam tram engine and explains why he felt left out. And to be honest, I regret not putting this episode in my top 10 new model episodes video in the first place because I normally don't like it when certain characters are out of character in that period. But I'm here to explain the story and why I thought it's overall great. So let's get chugging. It starts off with a short introduction about the engines working hard in the sunshine. Nothing really special, but don't worry, it gets better later. Sir Topham had announced to all the engines at Timothy's Sheds that there's a grand opening at the new Solar Museum, and that they all need to be repainted. Sadly, the only one who didn't know about the news was Toby himself. He asked James why he wasn't told about it, and James replied, "You must have been left out!" And I was like, "Oh, he said it! He said the episode's title! Lol." Anyways, Toby couldn't sleep last night because he kept wondering why he was left out and why Sir Topham Hatt hadn't told him about the new museum. So he tells Thomas about it at Abbey Station, which is one of the many underrated locations in my opinion. He told him that he wouldn't be repainted and that he might be put inside the museum due to his old age, but that was just his theory. Thomas suggests that Toby should go ask Sir Topham Hatt, but the little old tram engine was too scared to do it. When Thomas left, Toby wanted to prove that he can be really useful and not be put in a museum by doing some of the other engine's jobs just to keep himself busy, including taking Emily's flower cars to the docks and taking Annie and Claire before Thomas on his branch line. And you will see throughout most of the story, every time Sir Topham Hatt wanted to tell Toby something, Toby just keeps running away because he's afraid to be put on display at the museum. And when we get to the quarry scene where Toby was doing Percy's job, that's when he got derailed by a fallen rock on the track. Luckily, no one was hurt, but his cow catcher was dented. Sir Topham Hatt asked him why he kept running away from him all day. Toby decided to tell the whole truth. Then Sir Topham Hatt assures him that he may be old, but he's far too useful to be put in a museum, and he also tasks him to get repaired, repainted, and take all the visitors to the grand opening of the museum, which makes Toby very happy, but very foolish at the same time because that's what Sir Topham Hatt was trying to tell him in the first place. This was my most favorite scene in the entire episode because it shows that Sir Topham Hatt is not only a stern figure, but he loves all his engines so much that he would never put them in a museum nor have them scrapped. And I don't really care if Toby was a bit timid and cowardly in these early hit era episodes, because as I've stated in the last video, we don't need too many wise engines on the Northwestern Railway. Anyways, after Toby got repaired and repainted, he took all the visitors from the docks with a special museum coach, which you can buy for Bachman by the way, and took them to the newly built museum for the grand opening. Overall, this is one of my favorite Toby episodes because it teaches us no matter how old we get, we can still work hard and be really useful, just like Toby. And I thought the museum coach at the end looks pretty awesome, even though I don't have it for Bachman yet, but I will try to buy it in HO scale soon along with the composite coach. However, my only gripe with this episode is that we never got to see the Solar Museum as it was only mentioned, but thankfully, we do get to see it once in the CGI promotional short called A Friendly Farewell. But other than that, I still think this is a great episode. I'd definitely give it an A for effort. And no matter how out of character Toby gets in some episodes, he will still be one of my favorite underrated Thomas characters in history because of his charming persona and unique design. Now let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with me or have you seen better episodes? My next mini review will be requested by a good friend of mine. And spoilers, it's not a good episode. This is Trevor Davis, signing off.